guys, Nika coming at you with another weekly garden update. It's August 15th, 2023. Kind of a little behind on my videos. I had company. Sorry about that. It's the dog days of summer and we're getting a lot of produce. So let's get started. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to look at are my tomatoes. I'm so excited. I'm starting to get tomatoes on my early girls. All of them are starting to produce fruit. Look at that, and I'm getting a lot of flowers on them. Look. Getting a lot of tomatoes on my early girls. So that's exciting. Lots of sandwiches. And then look at my black cherry tomatoes. They're producing. Look at all the fruit that I'm gonna get on this. Look at that. So much fruit on this tomato. So my tomatoes are starting to produce. Took a while. I was kind of doubtful, but here they go. And then this one I'm still keeping. It's starting to take. I'm not sure what I'll get. This is actually a lemon boy. And I just want those tomatoes. That's why I'm really giving this thing a chance. And here's another early girl. This one I had my doubts, but it is actually producing fruit. Look, there's some fruit on this tomato. And I'm getting a lot of flowers. And look at my pear tomato. It's doing good. Getting a lot of fruit. Lots of salads, guys. And this is my sun sugar tomato. And it's doing good. It's producing. And there's a lot of flowers on there too. Lots of flowers on there. All right, guys. This is my orange pepper plant. And it's producing a lot of fruit. I'm getting a lot of white flowers on it. So it's doing good. Look at that. For it being in such a small pot, we're getting a lot of fruit in that. I'm excited about that. I love cooking with celery. I have celery. My onions didn't do well, but I do have peppers now. So we'll be able to do a lot of cooking with those. A lot of cooking videos. And then I clipped down these celery seeds. And I left the stalks in there, but they don't look like they're going to be doing anything. So I think I'm going to use this spot for those purple beans and just use this planter for something else. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. Maybe radishes or something for the winter. But that little experiment, I'm just not going to waste my time on it. They just look like they're just stagnant. And I have so much celery now with this celery that I planted in the spring, and then I planted this celery. These are just volunteer celery I found throughout the yard. So I have 2 pots of celery. I'm not going to worry about this celery here. And look at my lettuce. My little bouquet of lettuce seeds in this pot. I'm planting some lettuce here this week too. Some lettuce and some kale. So we'll be doing that this week. My squash is not doing good. And they keep turning yellow, and then they're just not doing good. It doesn't have any bugs, but it might be that these marigolds are choking the squash out. I might have to just take this marigold plant out of here so that the squash can start growing. I'm thinking that's what's happening. These marigolds will choke out your plants. Next time I'm just going to plant them in pots next to what I'm trying to keep the pests away from. They just kind of like do so well and they just take over. And this is my ginger. And it's doing really good. Look, I'm getting a lot of new sprouts in here. I love ginger. So we'll be doing something with this ginger. It's going to take a couple of months for it to mature. So those are those plants. So guys, look, I'm getting a lot of green beans. That's new. Lots of green beans in here. These green beans are just choking these purple ones out, but I am getting fruit on them. And the green beans are going down the fence. This is a good time to plant green beans for the fall. So that's why I'm gonna transplant these purple ones today. See guys, I took those purple cow beans out of this pot and transplanted them over here. This is a good time to plant beans for the fall. So we'll keep you posted on these. I'm expecting they'll do well, but we'll have to see. And I put more dirt in this pot. So, and this is growing up the fence. This one's doing really good. I love fresh green beans. I just go up and eat them raw. I just love them. So I just put more leaves and dirt in here just to fill the pot up to the top. I have these peas. My peas are growing. They're doing good. These just came up. I'm not sure what variation these are, but they just started growing. These might be more sprouts of peas. We'll just have to let them grow and see what happens. But they are growing and they're liking this spot. Hopefully they'll grow up on this fence. So those are my peas. And then I have some broccoli here. This broccoli is starting to fruit, finally. It was growing so well. And I love using broccoli leaves just to grow as greens. I boil them down and eat them. They're so good and delicious. So we are getting some fruit on our broccoli. And here's my garlic. My garlic's doing good. I just keep throwing garlic that I have left over in here. And it's been coming up. So we'll probably have garlic closer to the cold weather, November, December. And we can just come out here and start picking it. Look at all of these sweat bees on this mint plant. They're just hovering over this, pollinating. Mint tea is so healthy. It's really good for your kidneys and your organs and upset stomachs. It's very medicinal. And it is doing really good. And here's my basil plant. I really need to just harvest all of that, use this pot for something else for this winter. This has hit its peak. I've been using this basil, so there's just a little bit that I need to pick and maybe make something. Pizza, spaghetti, something. Maybe a couple of dishes. So here's the basil plant that I planted about 2 months ago, and it's seeding up and flowering. There's some flowers there. And I just need to start using this just for garnishing, just to cook a little bit. I planted this basil plant about 2 weeks ago, and it's starting to take. So I got 3 rounds of basil this year. That was great. And this one I'm just gonna leave this one going, and I'll probably, this one will end on the first frost. But at least I'll have basil, and I do have basil inside too. Here's some chives. I got quite a bit of chives going here. Those are always nice for baked potatoes, the chives. And they're doing really good. I need to shake the roots and stir them up a little bit and put some fresh dirt in there. And that'll help those chives a lot. Here's my blueberries. They're green at the bottom. I'm just tempted to let this thing do its thing. It's ran its course for this year. I'm thinking in spring next year I might do something. I don't know. But it does need to get fresh dirt in here. Some more wood chips and some peat moss I need to put in there. And here's some lettuce that I have growing, and it's doing good in this spot. It likes this spot. I'm thinking I'm going to put my strawberries right in that spot right there. So this would be all berries. Here's some raspberries. It's doing good. It's even coming out of the bottom of the container. This raspberry loves this spot, so I'm just going to leave it here. And we'll get a lot of raspberries next year. They're so delicious. Here's my strawberries, guys. I am getting strawberries on them, but they're really small. So I'm going to put this strawberry plant in one of those black tubs and see if that helps this strawberry plant for next year. I'm just going to dig it out and throw it in there for next year. This usually stays green through the winter. And then about February you start getting strawberries again. So we're going to do that. Okay, guys, so we're going to transplant these strawberries. Look, there's a lot of grass in them. And this is just taking a toll. So we need to transplant these into another pot. I'm going to transplant those strawberries into this black pot here. I'm going to put it next to the rest of my berries. I think this is a good spot for berries because they just don't get so much sun. So we're going to transplant those strawberries right here and try to get that grass out of there. So guys, I just ended up dumping this pot upside down. I'm kind of out of breath. Whew. I'm just going to throw this pot away. Look how root bound that is. That's why it wasn't producing. And there's grass taking over. So we're just going to take a knife and chop this up and repot it. Look how root bound that is. Oof. Poor thing. It needs some TLC. It needs some TLC for sure. Look at that. See, guys, look at how root bound this is. And it's not the strawberries. I just planted it in a really bad spot. And the grass is taking it over. Look at that. I had to cut these pieces out just like that. Look at that. That grass, that Bermuda grass was choking it out. Look at those pieces. And look at this Bermuda grass. It just took over this pot. And it's killing my strawberries. So we're gonna just have to dissect this. Take these pieces out. And make sure that there's none of that grass in there. I'm glad I did this today because they weren't going to make it. They were dying. They were dying because of that stupid Bermuda grass. Look at it right there. It's just choking them out. So let's grab these out. There we go. And transplant them in that tub. That tub's tall enough that it won't, it's not gonna let that grass in. We're just gonna have to make sure that none of that grass goes with this. Wow. Wow, that grass was tearing these plants up. Just choking them out. Look at that. It just attacked my strawberries. Okay. So I think They'll do better. Let's go plant these in that planter. Okay guys, so I'm making more dirt. I filled this halfway up with leaves, and I put some dirt now, and I packed it down really good because this is going to be a permanent house for these strawberry plants. And then we're going to put some more dirt on top, but first we're going to arrange these. Okay guys, so I have these transplanted, and I just filled this with leaves and dirt, and we'll see what happens. Looks promising. Had to make sure there was no more of that grass around there. And this pot is a little high, so I don't see any grass growing up in there unless I let that grass get super high. Okay guys, so we got our strawberries transplanted. Wow guys, look at all the grass I pulled out of that pot. Isn't that crazy? That's what was choking my strawberries out. So every once in a while you have to transplant your plants. And I actually planted some strawberries in here too. Let's see how that works. That's what this pot is designed for. I planted lettuce in it and it didn't really work well. So let's see what happens. Here's my rosemary. It's just staying, it's kind of dormant because it's in a very small pot. I don't know what to do with this. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section. I'm thinking of just trimming it down and then putting it in maybe a little bigger pot, but rosemary will take off. It's a evergreen. It stays green all year. And so I'm kind of overwhelmed how well this rosemary plant is growing. And we'll figure out something to do with it. I'm going to harvest some more of this seed. And then I'm going to take this container. I'm just going to get the dirt out of it. And then I'm going to throw this container away. This container is shot. And probably replace it with one of those black tubs. So guys, I'm going to use these leaves to make my own dirt. What I do is just fill up one of these black tubs I got from Lowe's. I fill it up about halfway with leaves, and then I put some dirt on the top. And now I'm planting some kale. Look at all the seed in there. There's a lot of seed in there. And instead of just throwing it away, I just put it back in there. I covered this with dirt and some more leaves, and we'll see this kale grow for the fall. I'm excited. This kale grows so easy and it tastes so good. It's so easy to grow. Here's my sunflowers, guys. Look at my sunflowers. They're doing good. Look, we're getting sunflowers. Where's that other strange colored one? It shriveled up. So the birds are probably going to be eating that. I'm getting a lot of flowers springing up. Look at that. The flowers are starting to form. This sunflower plant has to be about 8 feet tall. That one's going to be huge. It just loves this spot. So, lots of sunflowers, guys. That always attracts the birds and the bees. Look, we're getting a lot of flower heads on these sunflowers. Look at that. Well, guys, here's my asparagus. That seed is cracking. This is just amazing. If you can get asparagus to grow, you'll have asparagus for years to come. And this one definitely likes this spot. It likes this pot. So yeah. I have potatoes in this pot. And they're doing good. I'm trying wood this time. This is the first time I've been growing potatoes in wood. And we'll see what happens. I am going to buy some potatoes, some seedling potatoes next year and try that. But this year I'm just going to try this for now. And it seems to like the spot. It likes this pot, so it's doing good. Carrots have been planted. The dirt is sinking. I'm going to add some more leaves and some dirt in here just to see if that helps. And then we have more broccoli. I have broccoli throughout the yard, and it's starting to fruit. So we'll be making something. This is a yellow broccoli. That's kind of strange. Next year I'm going to plant broccoli from seed. I think I'm going to try that. And then we have our cucumbers. Look at all of the cucumbers. I've been getting 2 or 3 a day out of these. They're so delicious. And let's see if we have any in here. There's a lot of little ones. A lot of little ones forming, look. A lot of little ones forming in there. Here's a straight 8. They're a lot smaller, but at least I'm getting a lot. And I'm thinking just because they're in containers. Next time I'm gonna try the string thing. They say these grow better upstream if you use that. I just thought this fence was easier. But next year I'm gonna try the string and see if that helps. And then this looks like squash, and it is doing really good. I haven't seen any fruit yet. That's why I'm thinking this is gonna really give me some fruit in the fall. Let's keep it watered. But it looks like it likes this spot. I am seeing a few little holes in the leaves. But these marigolds seem to help. I'm gonna have to get some pots just for marigolds, and I think I have some that I'm gonna use next year. And then this okra is doing fantastic. Look how big that okra is. I picked quite a few off of here. I'm just getting huge. They're just like growing overnight. Still getting a lot of flowering here. And this okra is just producing. I've been just steaming it and eating it. It is delicious. Hey guys, this is my harvest today. And I got a lot of okra. And I have some purple cow beans and some green beans. And I'm just gonna steam these and serve them with some salmon and some rice. Doesn't that sound good? This is what I harvested today, so that's what we're going to eat. Give us this day our daily bread. Thank you, Jesus, for this food. Amen. So that's my little garden so far. I'm going to plant some things for the fall and have a fall garden going, guys. Carrots, a lot of root vegetables. Guys, I've steamed these green beans and asparagus. Look, doesn't that look delicious? That's gonna go perfect with my dinner tonight. So easy to do. Just get a steamer, fill it up, probably about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of water, and steam them until they change colors. Doesn't that look delicious? And the green beans are done. Don't those look delicious? That's gonna go perfect with my dinner tonight. Okay guys, so that's my weekly garden update. It's August 15th. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for every like, share, subscribe. See you on the next video. Bye.